going on? It's your boy Sermon, the sermonsdomain.com. After signing with Warner Brothers last year, Mac Miller is here with his third album, Good AM. The first thing that I notice about this project is that it is a departure in sound from watching movies with the sound off. That album in particular was very dark. Mac Miller was, using drugs heavily during that time period, and it was reflected in the music. At the same time, he kind of let go of any like care in the world, I guess. He's making the music that he wants to make now, and that's the one thing I think he learned best from his addiction during that time, and it's reflected in Good AM because he still has those lyrics, those very sharp lyrics, the creative, the punchlines and, metaphors and stuff. But he puts it over, new kind of production. It's a lot happier than previous projects. The whole album is not really, a reflection of, the past, which is good. He kind of sprinkles it throughout the project. Like on 100 Grandkids, he says, what's a guy without a little OD? I thought that was a clever line. And then you have Godspeed, which is like the second half of a record. It's Perfect Circle and then Godspeed, and they're linked together by this voicemail. And on Godspeed, it's beautiful and honest because Mac is it's like the only album. It's only the only song on the album that reflects on his drug use, and like it sounds like an in the moment type of record, like he's living this as he writes every line, and that's what made it so emotional and so spectacular, amazing. All those words that you can to describe something is just, it was a defining moment on the album for me. But at the same time, I gotta say, like, I kind of miss that dark sound, but not in a way that I would want Mac Miller to still be living in that time period. But I miss like the dark sound, like the intro to watching movies with the sound off was really good. I love that he kept the guest features to a minimum. He's never been one to like overload with guest features anyway, but the album has a Chief Keef verse on Cut the Check, and he enunciates like every word. He sounds so clear. Like a lot of Chief Keef's music sounds, I don't want to say rushed, but that's the only word that's coming to mind. It seems rushed. But this one, he seems like he's paid attention to every word. He doesn't sound, as all over the place. It sounds like he sat down, focused on this, and I like the fact that he threw in some wrestling references, Mick Foley and Ric Flair, and he also did that Lil Wayne thing where Lil Wayne will say a word but he'll mess it up, and then the next bar he'll correct himself. That's what he did. He said something like, the money made me go woo like Ric Flair. It was cool. You got to listen to the verse to really understand what I'm talking about. Ab-Soul sounds focused again. I was disappointed in These Days, but his verse on Two Matches got me excited for, the future. It's one of those verses that reminds you why you like Control System. Little B, he doesn't have a verse on the album, but he does drop gems on Time Flies. He has, he appears in the beginning of the song. I think he replaces the hook of, any hook and just drops, his little knowledge here and there. And I like that. It fits. Miguel was a nice feature. I could see that record doing well on radio. But Mac didn't make this album for radio. There's no, besides the Miguel record, there's really nothing I hear that could be like a big hit. And Mac doesn't need a hit. He has a great fan base. But overall, I'm happy for Good AM. I'm happy for, what it represents, what it means for his career. And I'm happy to see, what it does, in sales and what the general public feels about this album. I've seen a lot of positive things. I've seen a couple negative things, but, that's expected as always. I gotta say, out of the whole album, I feel like maybe the last three songs are where it kind of falls off. Ascension, Jump, and The Festival with Little Dragon. I just wasn't into, especially Ascension. I just wasn't into that record. But maybe Jump in The Festival will grow on me at some point. But yeah, that's how I feel about Good AM now. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments section once you hear the album. Do you think this is a good follow up to watching movies with the sound off? Where would you rank this album? Is this a top 10 album this year? Anything that you want to tell me about the album, your thoughts, let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for watching. And until next time, peace.